Are you gonna get it?
Close the door, Cinderella.
We have some questions for you, Disney. What is the deal with all the characters who don't get happy endings? Aren't you in the business of creating fairy tales? We know some villains don't deserve to live happily ever after.
You'll get what's coming to you.
What's coming to you?
But what about all the good characters that have terrible endings? Sometimes these characters' stories end so badly it makes us want to cry. Not every Disney character gets to live happily ever after. Do you know which beloved character had the saddest ending of them all? Keep watching to find out. Ariel from The Little Mermaid. At first glance, it might seem like Ariel had a traditional happily ever after. She got the prince and sailed off into the sunset. But if you look a little bit deeper, you'll see that her story isn't all that happy. Prince Eric only fell in love with her because of her voice. That's not a great foundation for a happy marriage. Plus, she turned human. All of her family and friends are still in the sea. She can't ever truly return home to visit. The Zootopia Predators. The poor predators in Zootopia went through a rough time. They were kidnapped and poisoned, and the media made them out to be monsters.
Officer Hawk, were you just threatened by that predator?
No, he's my friend.
Plus, the rate of prey is growing rapidly, and the predator population is declining. There are plenty of critters who think like Bellwether. With their bad rap and the fact that their population is shrinking, it's a bad time to be a predator. It's only a matter of time before Zootopia is made up entirely of prey. Mr. Smee from Peter Pan. When it comes to villains, Mr. Smee is the least evil one ever. He was insanely loyal to Captain Hook. He wasn't cruel, and he wasn't much of a fighter. He really deserved a much better life, but Captain Hook's actions left his crew in bad shape. They spent the rest of their lives being chased by the crocodile. Mr. Smee stays with Captain Hook, even though he is treated terribly. Mr. Smee deserved so much better. The Fox and the Hound. The Fox and the Hound might be the saddest Disney movie ever made. Todd is a young fox who befriends a hound named Cooper. They become best friends, but they are supposed to be mortal enemies. Cooper is supposed to hunt Todd for his owner. In the end, they are separated forever. Cooper stays with his not-so-nice owner, and they can't ever be friends again since Cooper's owner wants to kill Todd. Doesn't that just make you want to hug your bestie and never let go?
Are you gonna get it?
Close the door, Cinderella.
The Ugly Sisters. Cinderella's stepsisters were pretty terrible to her, but they had been raised to be mean. They thought they were supposed to act like that because their mother did. And let's be honest, Drizella and Anastasia were victims too. Their mother held them to impossible standards. She only wanted them to get married so she could be rich. They were always seen as less pretty and less smart than Cinderella, even by their own mother. Cinderella got away, but these two sisters were stuck with their wicked mom forever. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. We are used to Disney movies that end with a happy love story, but The Hunchback of Notre Dame totally messes up our idea of a happily ever after. The hero doesn't get the girl. Quasimodo is so in love with Esmeralda, he nearly dies to save her. But Esmeralda is in love with someone else. At the end of the movie, Quasimodo accepts this. The people see him as a true hero, but he didn't get his chance at true love. Poor Quasi. Sid from Toy Story. We can pretty much all agree that Sid was a terrible kid. He was mean and angry. The toys make him out to be a psychopath, but they're forgetting one thing. He's just a child. Sid's dad is absent for some reason. It's been reasonable to assume that Sid has been through something though, and he takes out his anger and other feelings on his toys. Plus, he sees toys talking to him and no one believes him. Then his toys all but abandon him. That's just sad.
Trust me, my pungent friend. You'll get what's coming to you.
What's coming to you? Huh?
Iago from Aladdin. Jafar's parrot was a great spy and sarcastic sidekick, but he was just doing what his master wanted. He wasn't evil, and Jafar was mean to him. At the end of Aladdin, he is cursed to stay in the lamp with Jafar. That's not fair. He escapes and turns good in return of Jafar. He becomes loyal to Aladdin and Jasmine, but then they go off to travel the world, leaving Iago at the palace without any friends.
What? The lamp? Jeez, where'd you dig this bozo up?
Maleficent. The mistress of all evil is one of Disney's greatest villains. In the original Sleeping Beauty, she falls to her death, but Disney revealed in the live-action Maleficent that she wasn't all that evil. She was trying to save her people, and if you take Descendants as canon, Maleficent had a way worse ending. The last time we saw her on the Disney Channel movie, she was stuck as a lizard. That's a terrible fate. Bing Bong from Inside Out. No character's ending was as sad as Bing Bong's. Bing Bong was Riley's imaginary friend. He is in danger of being forgotten as she gets older. He was happy and sweet, and he helps protect Riley's memories. But then he sacrifices himself to save Joy. He is literally wiped out of Riley's memory forever. He ceases to exist. And we think he deserved so much better. Which Disney characters do you think deserved a happy ending? Let us know in the comments. Disney characters who didn't get their happy ending. Thanks for watching. If you love all things Disney, subscribe to The Things for more great content. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. We'll see you next time.